Right folks, I'm on the base of the Hillfort. I've just helped those young adventurers. They were lost and they were going that way, which you know, they wouldn't get to the top of the fort there. I mean, there is a way that way, but it doesn't take you to the top. They'd be better off doing what they're... Yeah, we'll go this way. I've been out walking and bumped into the young people doing their... Sometimes, I don't know if it's Duke of Edinburgh. They do stuff. And for years I've been watching them, carrying all their gear, doing their map reading. What's that? Energy caffeine. Cool, my god. Energy caffeine. I reckon that's what they let the footballers have, you know. You see them sucking out of these tubes. I'm sure that's what they have, is energy drinks. I've let them go that way. I'm going round. Yeah, this is... they asked me if I could help them. I spoke to them earlier and they seemed to know what they were doing. They had their maps and everything. And then they just showed me the map and I just said, no, you want to go straight up the fort, go that way. Bless them. Yeah, so here we are. It's a beautiful day. It's the 17th of June 2025 and I'm on one of my well-known walks that I'm doing. It's a gentle one. It was a bit bumpy, but I took my time on the bumpy path. You know, I didn't allow my ankle to twist or turn or anything, or tread on a stone, because that can be so painful when you've got issues. But it was nice to get it was very appropriate having a phone call from a physiotherapist when you're actually out walking on your dodgy hill. Of course, it's wear and tear. It's not always to do with age. A lot of young people, because they're overweight and they don't wear appropriate shoes, suffer with these problems early in life. Now, I went all my life. I did have a bit of problem with a knee after playing hockey once, I remember, and a hip twist. It was a twisting movement. But I've always been quite active, you know, swimming, hockey, running, walking. Always have. And I went through a whole decade where I didn't smoke anything. And before, in my 20s, I didn't really smoke a lot. No, it wasn't chain smoking or, you know, it wasn't really heavy smoking. I was still smoking, but not heavily. I smoked more when I took it up at 42. I smoked a lot then. It took me a while to give it up. I had to train the brain. It took 4 years just to train the brain. I had to train the brain, which was very difficult, and it took 4 years to totally stop. Because what I did, I had to do it in stages to start with, and I used to go as long as I could. I would go as long as I could without a fag. And I'm talking about weeks and months. And then I had areas in the year, like Christmas, where I always used to have a cigar. And one of my great-grandfathers worked in a cigar factory once. I don't know where it originated from, but I can just remember cigars. Anyway, so that I had to break that habit. There's the area of outstanding beauty up there, by the way. So, don't know what I was talking about. Blackberries getting ready, the flowers. Ferns are getting taller and taller and taller. Right, where are they going now? I'm gonna have a rest. Right, that's my little group of people up there. I think they're just having a bit of shelter under a tree for now. Reminds me of school days, you know, when I was a teacher. I was young myself actually when I first started teaching. I was about 24 or 25 years old. It was very early. I was quite young. When I look at it now, how young I was. Right, let's take a picture of this tree. Okay, that was on Zoom then. So we've got Shipham and Rowbarrow all over that way. You've got the walks up through. And then there's Rowbarrow Warren, all the different tracks in the Warren there. Area of outstanding beauty. And this is just on a parallel track to the main track going up to the Hillfort. But any minute now we should stumble across, not quite yet, a stile. I remember when it was newly built and it was sturdy and strong, and it might have been overgrown now. Things change so quickly. Yeah, I like to find new things. I was aware of the stile, but I can't see it at the moment. But we're not perhaps quite close enough to the, what I call the terracing, which would be not far from that row of trees there. It's like a sheer drop down, but in a terraced formation. And some people have said that's to do with the, see, there's another path going down there now. Well, I don't want to stumble into any, this could be the one that takes you to that stile though. We just have a quick look, if we can see it. Because there's definitely a gap there, isn't there? I reckon that'd be it. Do you? Yeah, because if you carry on there, you just get into the wood and up to the fort. But if you come this way, I think I'm still on, you come to a stile. A concealed stile. Could be trick, could be dodgy, ticky. Sorry I keep going on about it, folks, but to be quite honest. Ah, look. Steps. Hidden steps. Got to be careful. Ah, some more secret steps. Maybe these were put in when they done the stile. This is all unplanned what I'm doing, by the way. It's all unplanned. Ah, yeah, look. Now if you carry on down from there, I've talked about it before, the secret steps. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my camera up here while I climb over this stile. I'm just going to balance my camera on here. when I get over there. Wait a minute. Put your bottle up, put that on there as well. You'll have a drink when you get off. It might fall, don't worry. This might shake the camera. This is where I take risks, you see. This is Sheila doing her climbing. Hello, ladybird. Hello, little ladybird. Hooray! I'm down, everyone. If you follow on down there, it takes you to the secret steps that will take you back into the path that I was on earlier. We'll just have a drink, just a small bit of video, Sheila, while she's resting for a second. Had the physiotherapist phone me earlier when I was on the walk. You taking it steady, Mrs. Lockwood? I'm enjoying the peace, the beauty, and seeing young people have exercise and fun and learning. It's great to see them. They were all sat under a tree, very sensible a minute ago, having a rest. So I've just climbed over that. No leaping, very careful. And this path here, well really, usually I'm on the other side of this path, but I think the bushes have grown. Oh yeah. There we go, very steep. But I would end up somewhere over there going down into the coombe below. Quite often I walk up there. If you follow that track up there, it takes you to the pink cottage. Apple Tree Cottage it's called. When I do some of my walks into the warren. But this is very steep and it's terraced. You can see it better in the winter. But I think they've put this path further. I'm sure we were further down. I'm sure I used to literally walk across it. Knowing me, I probably did. So it was nice to do a small diversion. We can still go up to the Hillfort if we want, which I probably might do. But see, there's a bit of a view there of how steep it is. Look. Yeah, here we go. I think a few people will sit here and have a break. You wouldn't want to start falling here, I tell you. But the secret steps carry on down. I came down some steps earlier, but they carry on down and walk through there, and then you come out round about there. And just over there, look over there, look, we've got the church of Dolebury. The tower sticking up, look, and Crook's Peak above it. I haven't done Crook's Peak yet this year, but I'm leaving those walks for later, after I've completed my camping missions. So I've got, well, I did want to do several missions, while I can. I was hoping to do some wells. I'd like to visit Aberystwyth. I've always liked the sound of that place. I've climbed Snowdon. I've done all that in the past, and I've been to St David's. But I would like to have a journey around the Welsh coast and go into some of the castles that were built by the De Clares that are in my family tree when they invaded the Welsh. They built these great big castles. Right, I'm going to turn off a minute, take some photos. This is where some people come and sit for total peace. It's off the main track. Look how that tree is hugging the on the slope. Isn't it clever how they do it? But it won't last long without water either. It's not. It must suck the water that comes off the hill here. There are paths down. I'm sure some people do walk across a bit lower down, you know. But it's got a good south facing for grapes, if it was ever used in a terraced way. Yeah, lovely, isn't it? It's, the church there, and Crook's Peak, Shoot Shelf Hill over there. We've done lots of walking this year, by the way. Rowbarrow and Rowbarrow Camp, a bit further over from those trees there, that we also visited this year, doing a bit of exploring. Yeah, I mean, do you see the goats or animals will walk along there and they won't fall? The lower path you could probably do, but I think it'd be a bit dodgy over there. But I'm sure people do risk it. There's probably some sort of bet. Can you walk across? You know, if you're very careful, there will be people that will do that. I don't think I did it, but I could have done a few years back. You have to be careful even here. One slip, you'll be roly-polying down, breaking your neck. It is a bit dodgy, so I have to concentrate because I do have what's called trippy feet at times. And of course with my heel being weakened. Yeah, this is getting more eroded, mind, here. Yeah, it's definitely eroded, this bit. Yeah, little safe place. A little bit of shade as well. Beautiful, isn't it? I'm glad I went off track. I was thinking about it. I didn't know that there was a gate or a path there. If that jogging girl hadn't gone by, I wouldn't have perhaps done this at all. I knew this was here, but I didn't know about that style. And you discover things. That's what I say. Every time you come out, you find something different. Every time. All right, let me take some pictures.